I like to ask a question because then I will use that and start to organize, you know, because I would have like tons of materials. How do I organize it? A time frame. That's why we need to bottom line. We need to get into laser speak. We need to summarize bottom line every now and then. We're going to make some conclusion, a deliverable, something of that kind before we move on one to the other. All right. So, spaghetti approach. What shall we do for the next 15 minutes? Or even for the whole day, if somebody has the next 3 hours.
May I ask, was there an agenda in for this next 3 hours?
For this
If
next
so,
3 hours,
what was
actually, it's actually so-called free and leisure.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
You know what I mean? Which is
I have a proposal here.
Great.
Let me share screen. Are you seeing my screen? Okay.
yeah.
2B, second day, part B, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it's the clinic. The first part is the discussion. So now we are at open discussion. And then we will break out for your whatever discussion where you need to have the proposal, program contents and all that. And then we come back for the presentation to align, to fine tune so that you can continue on offsite or to have your own breakout sessions in between module 2 and 3, if need be, before you take on and come on board module 3.
Between now and April 1st, to be specific.
Yeah.
So, which means to say you have like 11 days to do what you want to do. Okay, that is after the session today.
Okay, so this is my
Yeah.
proposal.
Of course,
So
this
open to you all. Yeah.
So we are doing that right now, the open one. Okay, you take off your screen. Take off your a time for reflection, because we are just moving forward, so it's time to reflect. And the materials we have to synthesize, digest it, and more importantly, link it, to yourself. How am I? It's like, how am I going to use this? Or even, should I use this? So carry on thinking. Let me get the slides in place.
Mike, just to share, I have a discussion with Nizam. Currently at OnSemi, we have a junior engineer. So we are planning to do a team group coaching for the junior engineer.
So, what's your question?
So in a personal coaching, normally the track that coaches normally fall into is coaching the person. So how about the group coaching, what are the things that we need to be aware of?
The difference between team coaching and one-to-one coaching. Is that the question?
What we need to be mindful so that we are not fall into the trap. For example, for personal coaching, normally we are coaching the issue rather than coaching the person.
No. Even in coaching, we coach the person and not the issue. Same. But it's just that if you are at the ACC, usually when you are at the ACC level, even though how much we tell you to coach the person, you don't understand what it means by to coach the person. So we will tend to still coach the issue. We cannot differentiate. You know, we cannot differentiate. We just coach.
I think I
Un-
rephrased Rai's question. In individual personal coaching, we tend to coach the issue rather than the person. So that is the biggest concern for one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
So for
And
group coaching, what is the biggest concern?
okay, it's the same thing. To coach the person is in your personal coaching, is in your team coaching, is on your group coaching as well. The coaching principle doesn't change, you know. So when you say, oh, in personal coaching, we coach the issue, no. We coach the person. It's just that we don't know how to do it, no. You know what I mean? No? So when you coach the person, and in coaching, you can't be like, oh, he's a person, so I coach issue. So, oh, now I'm in a group, I do coaching. I mean, how do you tell? You're a coach, you just coach in accordance to an orientation that you have, no. That you always believe that you coach the person. So it doesn't matter who you coach, no. Okay, so that is not the concern. Okay, that is a common goal. So what is a concern when you're doing a concern? Things to be, I think your question is things that I need to be aware of when I'm doing team coaching. Right? Am I right? That is basically your question. Things I need to be aware of, things I need to know. Like Annie was also saying, you know, team coaching, you know, has got many things and all that. Okay, right? Am I right to say that?
Yes, Mike.
Yeah, right. Okay. So maybe we all put into the chat. You have gone through the program up to today, module 1, module 2. Just name one. So what is something that I need to be aware of when I am in GTC, team coaching? Or the biggest thing that you need to be aware? So that we name one. The biggest one for you. Into the chat. Mm. Some great stuff there that you can see. Jacqueline. What do you mean, Tim, when you say that? Let the rest put in. Qualify the needs, explore the influence.
Yeah, so there's whatever the express need is, then dig down and understand what's influencing it. Quite often,
What would be your
sorry.
what would be your question for this? Because you have this intention, qualify the needs, and explore the influence. What would be your the kind of question that you ask?
So what might be contributing to that, or where has that where does that come from? How long has it been? How long's it been happening for? Is this systemic, or is this something that's only happened in the last? That's not a question I would ask because it's closed. But
Okay, so can you recall the question? Number one, what is causing it? I remember you said that, and then the other thing is how do you get yourself into this, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, what might be contributing to it?
Yeah,
how long's it been going on for?
And how long has it been going on? Okay.
Yeah.
So that is Tim's orientation. So his questions are data collection, or it is, in other words, yeah, maybe I just put it. Is it more of probing, or is it more about inquiry? Tim's question for learning.
More to inquiry.
What about the rest? Probing or inquiry?
Remind me of the differences, can you?
Yeah. When we get to the answer, you will know the difference. Just want to hear from the rest if you all have got some answer to it.
Michael, do you
Okay,
mean,
Karen mentioned probing. No. I will explain it. Say,
no,
Karen
no,
mentioned
what I mean is, do you mean whether it's data collecting or whether it's for insights? Is that what you mean?
that can also be seen from that perspective, like whether it's probing. Yeah, probing is because you're a Sherlock Holmes, team. So you you go into a forensic kind of a check on things. So therefore, it comes under the fact finding, like Sherlock Holmes, Columbus, Columbus. Okay, so more that. So yeah, probing and data collection. Then inquiry. So that means, in other words, in Team Question, the inquiry question didn't show up very prominently, but it's there a little bit here and there, but it's not showing up prominently. And as team coaches, we have to be so articulate, so expressive that when we say something, it registers fast in people. And we're dealing with a group and audience of people, so we have no time to like trying to figure out. People will be so impatient with us. And everybody, what are you? Then the whole section is all gone. We are not commanding the thing. Okay, so if it's inquiry, then what? Okay, if let's say we say Team Christian were more on probing and data collection, then what would be inquiry Christian? What causes this? What contribute to this? Those Christians. So your Christian, so that you are aware of your goal of the group. Inquiry. Okay, so let's say they say this. I want you to help me. I want you to help my team to be more cohesive. Because right now we are not cohesive. Let's say I say that. So you can either go the angle of data collection, or you can go into the pathway of inquiry. So we're very clear on both what I mean by this or that. the key thing is we want to know the goal. Okay. Like what Cindy said. Very important. We got to know the direction first, the goal, the direction. Yeah. And we got to get started from the start. We cannot like go like halfway in the middle of something, then only we start figuring out, the kind of time we waste. We cannot waste the kind of time. So first question that you ask, inquiry. What do you mean by more cohesive? How do you know that you are not cohesive now? Okay. Why I want to know that? Do you know where I'm coming from when I ask that kind of question? What's the purpose? We also do that when we are in personal coaching. We always say, don't assume you know the goal. Even if you say, I want to be a happy man, you always ask a question, what do you mean by happy? What is happy actually? How do you know you're not happy? So same thing, Rise, in professional coaching, in team coaching, also we ask the same question. There's no change now. But just that when you ask that question, you're going to have 6 people giving you 6 answers now. Whereas in a personal coaching, it's 1 person giving you the answer, you know what I mean? So therefore, your mind, we have to be such a great processor as one of our roles, and put this together as one. Okay, so that's the inquiry question. What would be another question to find out that goal? Right from the start itself. Like you ask Pamko, so what's your goal? My goal is actually getting my people to trust one another more. Let's say I say that. Is that a goal or is that an objective?
I think objective.
Yeah. So it's objective. I mean, it's quite close to a goal. But let's say you want to know the goal. Okay, you know the objective is so that people trust one another a bit more.
How would you know that you have achieved that trust?
How would I know? When people are talking to one another and they are not like fighting with one another, and there'll be lesser miscommunication.
And if that happened, how this would impact the business?
You got to slow down. You got to pick up all my 3 and reflect on each one of them.
Okay.
Okay, because we can just take and go. Because I thought very hard and I came with 3 things. When there are no more conflicts in the organization, when people are talking to themselves more, and there is what they call lesser miscommunication. Okay, so I have that. Then I want to go on to the 3. My goal is set that goal, right? Okay, so what do you do with these 3?
Prioritize. Which one is more important for you?
That's right. Which one is more important to you, or which one is giving you the most problem? You know what I mean? Which problem, or which one has the biggest?
And then, if you give you the order, then you say, why did you choose this?
No. Then you know that is really the actual goal.
The actual goal is the one that you choose.
The goal is how to prevent miscommunication in the organization. I know along the way you will talk about building trust and all that kind of stuff. But the key thing is he really had got a big issue about miscommunication. So your goal therefore becomes important. Now, so what does it mean, dear friends, when you're in coaching? Everything when the coach says, when they give you a response to your question, you've got to do something with that response. You're not tight enough. No, even let's say, Rice, I said it to you. Hey, Rice, how are you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So, and you don't stop at there now. And what make you still so good despite you are, undergoing puasa and also studying?
Yeah, this is something that important for my development. So I'm enjoying the session.
Yeah. And which part of the session are you enjoying and you like it very much? I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, the key thing is we got to be able to pick up from what people say and say, I don't think I have any question to ask. Great, go. Let me ask a question. And no, we cannot be selective in the way we hear the response from our group. You know what I mean? But of course, they like always say, rubbish in, rubbish out. So when you ask a very good question, you're going to get a very good answer coming out. But if you ask a lousy question, then you go get a lousy question out answer. Then in the end, you also no mood to listen to that answer, and vice versa. Okay, so that tightness is even greater now because you're not talking about one person, you're talking about multiple people.
So, Michael, typically in a team coaching, so when we ask a question and say there are like 5 or 6 people give 4 or 5 different answers.
Yeah.
So I suppose that would probably be the first challenge for us, right? How do we handle each one of this? Typically, what would you do?
Find a common ground. Find a common ground, a rallying point where at least 4 of the 5 will sit in there. So I only have one common issue to coach. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, for instance, I can't think of right now as a good example, but just shoot out an example. Let's say you ask this guy, so what is it that you want to, what's your goal? You know, people say, I'm very, very serious, so I want to learn how to smile. Okay, so good. This guy, Ali, wants to learn how to smile. And yeah, Ali, what do you want to be? I want to make people like me. Okay, people like me. So you build, and you can either see as separate, smiling is different from liking or something else. But if you have an appreciative eye, you will see connection. Okay, so smiling and building connection with the same thing. So then you ask a question to this guy to smile. So why do you want to smile? Oh, I want to smile because I make friend. Oh, make a friend, make connection, same. Yeah. So therefore, I can put the two together. So I do merging of their goals, where we think that they are different, but they're actually the same. We just find a common ground and put as many as possible in so that we don't have too many diverse goals to achieve in a team coaching, But we have a 1 or 2 focus, and we have anyway, if it's team coaching, chances are people should be having almost similar goals, because it's team, You know what I mean? Because there's always an overarching like an organization mission where everybody has to be aligned to. So it should be that way. But of course, in real life, sometimes people just cannot see any connection. So that's where you come in and do the realignment and put everybody in place, Like saying like, hey, do you know that you are all talking about the same thing? Although it seems so different, but they're all the same, isn't it? Isn't smiling and relationship the same? So blah 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 the same. Isn't that all the same? So sometimes we raise awareness this way.
Is there a risk of leading them?
You have to lead them. Always, but always with a option. You can choose not to believe. Just like when we give a feedback to someone. Okay, we say that, okay, this is my feedback, my humble feedback. But you choose. If you don't accept, you accept. If you don't accept, you don't accept. But it will become like what you say, leading and also directing, where it's like you have no choice, Lloyd. You better believe what I say, okay?
My point is leading to get to common grounds. So someone would like to know how to smile, and someone likes to make more friends. And we try to have common grounds by leading both of them towards one area.
Yeah. Like for instance, you ask a guy who say that you're in the middle of okay. A guy, what do you say? A guy who likes to smile and a guy who likes to, what was the thing that you say aloud?
To be liked.
Joy?
No, your example, you said that someone wanted to know how to smile and the other wanted to be liked. So we are leading them, but this would help you to have better network.
But isn't that something that a coach needs to do when you see your people getting a bit lost? 1. Number 2, when you are a team coach and when you are a group coach, one role that you play that is very, very important. And you know what's the role? The role of what? Mirroring. You're always observing. You're always looking at people's energy. So what do you do after you have watched? You got to give a feedback. If I don't give you a feedback, then what's the point of me becoming a mirror? Mirror for what, you know what I mean? So I need to tell you, okay, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the appearance of problem? Oh yeah, I can see. Okay, I'm very handsome. I'm very, I'm doing whatever it is. So the mirror doesn't tell any lie, and we have to play the role of the mirror because we don't tell lies, and we will give you open, honest information. So the role of the mirror is very important. And how do you play the role of a mirror? Give them a feedback. You got to give them feedback. Lloyd, I noticed, okay, Lloyd, you were very quiet in the class yesterday. I want to talk to you. Do you think that that's correct to say that? Because everybody was like talking, you were like in, I don't know, maybe you were like thinking of something. Am I correct? Okay, I get into conversation with you. Then I put you back into the room. And how do I know? Because I played the role of a mirror. And how do I play that? I give you a feedback. Which may sound like, oh, you're making judgment. Oh, what to do? I mean, this is a feedback. At the end of the day, you still have to make a judgment. It's just that if your judgment is based on discernment, you discern well and you make the judgment, then you don't fall into the trap of being judgmental. But if you're judgmental without very much discernment that you put into it, then you can be accused of you are very judgmental because you don't have much facts. You make very early conclusion. Then you fall into that. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, but there could be another approach. For example, if I'm getting everyone's agenda or goal, and I might invite them in the group, what do you think is common over here? What do you think is an area on overlap between all your goals? Can I get the team to...
Oh yeah, even better. If you can do that, it's even better. That means your team is so empowered and you're really empowering the team. Oh yeah, that's the best thing. That's where where they're coming together, where all the brains come together. They actually have a bigger brain, and you just know how to leverage on it and make it work for them. Wow, that's the most beautiful thing.
Okay.
The role of and then of course the role of a coach as a facilitator is also so important. The mirror, the facilitator, and the challenger, always pushing the boundaries, because we want them to think of bigger ones, Is that all our team goal? Just to do a project and that's all? And spend so much time? Since we are here all together, can we have a bigger goal than this one? Without having to spend extra time, extra effort. It's just a way of thinking of it, that's all. Oh, let people come in and say, okay. Then you always raise the bar of people's thinking. And people's thinking must be raised because many people think very technically. They are on the ground. They are not seeing the big picture. So a coach, therefore, we can't also be falling into the trap of the small picture man or person, because if we are, then we don't really get these people to start thinking at the 30,000 feet. They're always thinking at the 0 feet. And we want to raise them to that level so that they see bigger things. When they see bigger things, then they become more self-aware of themselves and of the environment. So that's our role. So the meta viewing and all these things is really about self-awareness creation in people. And that goes back to, whether in team coaching we coach the person or coach. Yeah, it's the same. Now we have a collective of people to raise awareness, and they can come together as a group and collaborate, because we as a coach, we are able to help them to come together and trust one another. Maybe because the coach himself is a very open person and he walks the talk, he has no previous agenda and all that. So people see that, and then there's some kind of influence, and the group therefore become better. Like they always say, everybody follows the culture of the boss. If the boss is of this kind of personality, he would drive the organization this way, and we, at the junior level, will also follow along because that's the boss. He has such great influencing power. So it's the same thing with the coach, team coach. So when we play that role well, we always take ourselves to the limit, we'll do that for everything, for everyone, then there'll be an overall improvement. Okay. Anything else? So we saw that a lot of things out there. Let's look at all the people that came in. Direction. Cindy said that. Karen said present. Always present. Always listening to the group need. Not only the group, no. And also the individual at the same time, no. We cannot forget the individual, no. Because the individual can get drowned, no. A quiet individual in a group session, if we don't look at them and do something to them, they can get drowned in the session because, you know what I mean, so we have to be very attentive. Sometimes I like this, when you go to social functions, in a new function altogether, and you do not know anyone actually. And what the usual thing about life, I don't know whether it's in UK or whether it's in Malaysia, we all click to the people that we know one. It's the same when you go to a church, the same thing. If you're a newcomer to a church, you also feel out of place, even though it's a church, because these guys who know one another, they will still be together, and you are like. But it's so nice though. Sometimes when someone know that there is somebody very lonely down there, and he comes and from his busy crowd, he got a lot of friends, and he come to you and say, "Hi, how are you? Are you new here?" And this person really spot. They want to make sure that everybody is enjoying and no one is left out. And it goes to all the so-called lonely hearts and people who are a bit lost in the function, and they go and yeah, nice. So we as a coach also we need to do that, because in a group like the stadium, you have different personalities. The talker, you have the guy who always challenge you, or you have someone who is the super achiever. You want things fast, you want more facts, you want more notes, you want more this. So you have the people who are super achievers. So you have a lot of this kind of people in a group. So when you can connect with a group well, I can tell you your connection skill is going to be really good. If you're not even able to connect to an individual, I think you better think hard about getting into team coaching soon, because still you know how to do normal one-to-one connection. If you can't even do that well, I think group is going to be quite tough for you. I don't know. Do you agree to that? You will create a lot of trouble. There could be even a mutiny happening inside the team. Agree? Do you think so? Okay. Let's spend the next 20 minutes on this. Just a quick one to make sure I mentioned that just now, to make sure that we are all right. And then Lloyd say, wow, a lot of processes, yeah. So what you have put that all into just these two things. Understand this whole process from this. Okay, so let's look at one here. Just some revision. What is an important principle to follow when you're designing group and team program? Any principle. What would that be? A principle.
Alignment.
Okay. There has to be alignment. Alignment to what? Alignment to what?
Alignment to the shared goals and also the purpose.
Okay, there's alignment. Okay, so everything is like tailor-made because we got aligned. So you cannot cut and paste from books. You have to look at the way on how to customize it. The person, okay. So it's fairly customized. Okay, good. Another one. because you're going to do that afterwards, no, to design your program, no, for PAMCO, for the university, and for all those.
Structure.
And obviously, there must be a structure, a framework. Okay, a structure and a framework, and the structure is connected by modules. Okay, one part of the structure to the other part is connected by modules. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4. Okay, so we know these are some of those things that we need to take note of. Strategy. Anything on strategy?
Conversation. Focus on the conversation.
Okay, that can also be okay. I can say that, put it together. And it's so what does that mean? So what does that mean when you say focus on the conversation in the design?
Understand who is the team members.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you have all that. But how does that help you in the design of the program?
Will help us how to engage them.
That one is the one is the reason. Okay. So my question is, I mean, yeah. So you know that. So now you're coming to designing a program. How does it help you?
It will help to put what is end in mind. I mean, what is the end result?
Okay, so your program, the design, you have a goal lah. Okay, fine, goal. And okay, so I'm still not getting an answer, but you have given a good answer. I'm looking for that answer.
Delivery
that
tools.
I'm looking for.
Delivery tools.
There'll be
delivery. How you deliver the training. If you know your audience.
Okay. So what about the delivery? The delivery has to be very
aligned to the team that you are.
Yeah, I know. That would be like the bigger objective, but something that you can actually see that in the design. Like for instance, there'll be space for individual reflection in the design of your notes. As opposed to the content, you also have parts whereby you have reflection, you have assessment for themselves, and so forth. You follow what I say?
Yes.
And then the other thing, of course, is it's simple in language. Because you want people to, you don't want to have a poor design. You want to have a good design. So it's modular, you modularize it, and it's what you call in simple language, as much as possible. It's very formatted, So all those things are very important. Okay, that's what I mean by that. Huh? Okay, number 2, the planning. So 3 things here. Structure, the proposal, the content. So you plan, what do you plan here? You plan the program. Okay, the design is the architecture. The design is the architecture. That I want my program to be very simple. I want my program to be very hands-on. I want my program to have very little content. I want it to be, there's a lot of practical exercises. I want my program to, so you make certain what you call a visioning of what you want to do. And after you have vision the whole intervention, then you plan for it. Okay, then you plan for it. So 1 and 2 are related, but it's always the design or the big dream that must come first before you plan. Okay, that's why plan comes under number 2. Like you all have gone through or maybe 3 case studies. Okay, you would have in your mind a design. So how do I approach this? The big picture. So what is the big picture is here. Now the small picture. So when you say that you want to put in the structure, what are the things that you want to put in your program structure? Anything? The program structure.
Program goals.
Okay. Program goal, sub goal. The big goal is this, but the sub goal for each one of the modules. So when you put in an objective for each of the module, then you not only have the design side, you also have a structure. I mean, you also have modules with clear sub goals. So when you have got a design, I mean, a structure with a sub goal, what does the sub goal help you to achieve? Let's say, for instance, PAMCO. One module is called establish the real issue. I remember that just now. Okay, establish the real issue. Open communication. Okay, among team members. Objective is to what you call identify the real issue among them. Okay, so that's the objective. Huh? So what then becomes like, yeah. So you want to have that, and you want to develop the content. So the content will look like what? Okay. So I write down here first, easier for you. Objective is to establish, establish the real causes for the conflict. Okay, objective. The module is called, module 1 is called open discussion. We call it. So this is how you want to start. This is how you want to start your objective is on the next line. Open discussion. Objective is to establish the real causes. Okay, so let's say we have that already as a plan. So in terms of the content, broad content, what do you think should be in the content? Let's say we name 3. In module 1, there are 3 parts: A, B, and C. And we want to put it in. Okay, sorry, I don't know why the C doesn't go down the other way. Okay, so what would be an A? You got a structure already. You're now building the content.
Identifying the issue, causes.
Yeah, but identify the issue is the real cause, is the real issue already. Which is still an objective.
Can you show the case study 1, and then your exercise is based on that?
Yeah, I'm talking right now on the. Can you show, because I can't do 2 things. I'm typing and I am doing 3 things together. I don't know how to do it.
No,
I need help.
don't have your.
Huh? Oh, you don't have that. Okay, never mind. Let's say, okay, maybe I just off this one. I put on to the case study, and then we go back to this again.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay. What's this one? Yeah, I think this is the case study. Okay, let me put it down here. Okay, let's say this is a case study. This one here. The mistrust in the functional. Okay, Joe, can you do this? You go to the chat.
Yeah.
You know how to do chat? Okay,
Yeah.
you put down there. Module 1. The topic is called open discussion. Objective to identify real causes.
The module is what?
Open. That's what quite open discussion. Open discussion. And then objective is to identify real causes of problem, whatever. Okay, let's look about 2. Okay, so let's say we have this. So therefore, what would be, let's say we take 2, make it easier for you. What would be 2 areas that need to be covered in this module?
I think based on this case study, so module 1, based on open discussion, 2 areas. First one is a roundtable dialogue about, that means everybody in the team gets down in a round table to talk about today, our issues that we face today. So the coach will ask the questions and the candidates, the coaches will respond. And the second area would then, what do we want for tomorrow?
Okay, so your first area is to discuss and open up and get the real issue right.
Yeah, this about.
Yeah, and the second part
Surface
is
it, surface it, you know,
yeah,
surface.
yeah. And the second part to it is to establish a common goal to it.
Yeah, so then they
Okay,
also
whatever.
open up,
Never mind.
talk about what they want.
Yeah,
Yes.
doesn't matter. Okay, so at least now, let's say doesn't matter. We have 2. Okay, open discussion on the real issue and then establish a common goal. Okay, so let's say we adopt this, or we don't adopt it. We say that there's something better than just this. It's kind of common, you know. So what? How can we look at this from a different perspective? I'm just challenging, You're okay, Cindy? Just challenging. What is another way, another area that can be covered? Let's say,
Another way or another area to be covered. Sorry,
another way. Sorry. That means in other words, if we don't use 1 and 2, let's say, that's one way of doing it. We want to create another new 1 and 2. What could that? What could some possible new areas be? Just yeah, and improvise to it. Not say improvise, it's not that the first one is not improvising. It's just more of another way of looking at these 2 areas.
okay, maybe we start off with something positive and say what is the ideal? What is their ideal workplace atmosphere or workplace relationship?
Okay. So yours now is the reverse. So let's agree on a common goal for our organization. Doesn't matter what kind of problem you're facing. So 2 becomes 1.
Yep.
And then your second one is like, so what are our issues preventing us from getting to that?
Yep.
So 2 become 1, 1 become 2. That also can be done.
Something like
Good.
that.
Yeah, something like that. That's right. So we can do that and then because of that, these are all the skeletons on it. We create a preliminary content to the goal. All right. You got it, dear friends? Okay. Joe, you got my, it's my sharing. Let me stop the sharing. Okay. So once you have that, you can, therefore, you are quite confident with the structure. We can now put in a proposal. We cannot put in a proposal without we having some idea as to, what we want to do. That's why the proposal will come later. You have a structure. Then after that, only we start building the content. Once the proposal gets accepted, then we build the program content. So in the program content, what should be in there? Okay, so you have, let's say, for instance, like what Cindy said. The first goal is, let's agree on the common goal for our organization. Okay, identified. Let's say it's called harmony. A harmonious workplace. Okay, so that That is like the goal. And then the second part is, our issues that are preventing us from reaching there. So, what should the content be then? That should be there.
Conversations, activities, and all that to surface all these.
Yeah. Okay. These all come under the methods. Methods that we use. Yeah. Of course, that's a very important thing. What are the methods we are going to use in the content? So the content will reflect method. For this particular area, we will use, let's say, role playing. For this one, we will use this, use that. Okay, we'll have that. And we also will have content around ways on how to diffuse conflict. Okay, let's say if you're doing a group coaching, so that topic is so important because they also want to know how they can overcome those problems so that they can achieve that organization that they want to. So content will have, I mean, some material for them to learn, and you will have some activities and all that. Okay, so that's planning in short. Then you organize it. Okay, you plan the proposal. You have got your content already, but you want to finalize. You want to really finalize it completely after number 3. Okay, so number 3. So you do some pre-intervention one-on-one. That means you as a person, you meet with a few people in the organization, in the team. So when you are with them, what do you do? What are the things that you would want to, so that you don't waste your time? So that you don't waste your time. It's not warming up to one another session. It's not just a PR session. You want to go down there because you want to develop the best intervention for them. So what would be the question that you ask? That will help to enhance your program.
I think we did that earlier on this morning. It was like, what are you looking for in this journey?
We want you to repeat that. Okay. And at the end of this program, what will tell you that this program is a good program? We want to ask all these questions because these are all the what they call outcomes, and it will just help us to make our program better, especially when you have that. And then after that, we put in the program task. Exactly, in module 1, what exactly do we do to carry this out, to carry out an open discussion? How do we carry it out? Who is supposed to do it? Yeah, we have 3 coaches. So which coach to do which? So it becomes pretty operational already. Okay, so these are the operational requirements. The smorgasbord, almost like smorgasbord, in a very orchestrated way, putting in the task. I think that an appendix has been sent to you on that. Okay, so once we are organized, we know we are more than prepared already. We then execute. Okay, so execute. There are like 5 areas here: the ground rule setting and the kickoff. Kickoff and ground rule setting can be together. You know what I mean? We kick off, we contract, we run the sessions, we end the session with a wrap up, and as a post, we 2 months, 3 months, we just do a follow up with them. So that's where we execute. All right. So when you are contracting, I think you all are very familiar. You're all coaches, so you know. Or kick off, you welcome them, you give them, t-shirt or whatever, anything of those kind. You get the CEO to come and give a speech, any of those things, run a video. Then you start your sessions. 3 sessions, 5 sessions, 10 sessions, depending on the duration of the engagement. So what are some very important things that need to be present each time when we are doing a session? Whether a session today or a session tomorrow, all these sessions have something in common. What are some of them? These are all exam questions. Ask from you in this very common, very general way, and for you to put your thoughts in. Yeah. So now you're going to do a session, a team coaching session. So what does it look like in a team coaching session that you are doing now?
We need to do contracting.
Sorry?
We need to do contracting.
Okay. Okay, you do the contracting. But to challenge you, Cindy, contracting is maybe you do that on the first session, but you don't do that in every session. You know? So now my question is, in the every session, after the contracting, because the first session, contracting, definitely you need to do. But then we don't do contracting in every session. We just do one
We
session.
do check-ins.
Check-in.
Yeah,
Check-ins.
there's always a check-in, and there's always a check-out. Check-in, check-out. What is a check-in question? Simply any question. What do you want to learn? Check-out question. Have you got what you wanted? Or what have you learned from our session? Check out. And another one?
I
What
think
do you want?
What Cindy mean just now in contracting is probably agenda setting or the roadmap.
Yeah, that's the first session. That's the first session.
No, per
Like-
session. Per session.
Per session, I think we've got a big contracting and a small contracting, right? Then it's a
Agenda, yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah, you can say that. Okay. I accept. Okay. Apart from that, common, very common. In session 1, also common. 2, 3, 4, common. Check in, check out, common. Even in the beginning, in contracting, it's basically a check-in. You check in, what do you want to achieve? So contracting is also a check-in. But what are the other things that we do in the structure?
interaction with questions.
Okay, there'll be open discussion. Okay, what else can there be? There will be applications. Okay, there will be some form of an assessment, whatever it is. Okay, so these are so-called things that we build into the structure that we follow one from the other. And we also want to ensure that there's just not too much content. There are spaces for people to write in their accountabilities, people to put in their reflection and all that. Okay, and it's not just pure notes. Okay, that's structure. And a few other things that are there in our notes. Okay, you wrap up. What do you do when you wrap up?
Value
What
check, value checking.
Okay, checking whether value has been delivered. Okay, objective has been met. That means it's like an audit. Okay, sure, done. What else?
New learning.
Okay, same. Under that, and
Assignment.
then assignments. That's right. Assignments, accountabilities is either an assignment, a homework, or is an accountability of something that you need to do real life. Either one of this will happen. Okay, and then of course, the next one is follow up. Whether you want to do a follow up with them, do a 3 months time, we now and then to check. Okay, so that's basically, in short, the intervention process. Okay, so the details are all in the notes. So is that more simplified now for you to understand how the whole process goes? Looking at the big picture. That's it. Response lah. I want to have.
Yeah, better understanding, Mike.
Thanks. Okay, so now let me get back to. Okay. Done. So now I want to go into the breakup. We're now into a breakup already. Well, I wrote something then. Like, let me try to figure out where is it. Okay, it's here.
Discussion until 4.
Wait, let me show it to you, and then I'll talk about timing and all that. Okay, so we are on to here. Okay, you see there are like three field work that's supposed to be done from now until about 4:15 or 1 hour lah, whatever it is. Where we stop right now, we have 1 hour to do 3 things. But if you cannot finish the 3 things, then you carry that forward and make it into your what you call your homework, where your team will find some time to meet to finalize this. Field work number 1, strengthen your team. Those of you who have come up with your objective, vision, and all that, we look at it, especially the ground rules, because we just started our journey, and if you don't contract well and be proactive, your team may be disbanded because there are no body inside down there. So maybe one of the things that you all should be contracting for is nobody should leave the program. You know what I mean? Until we finish, let's stay together, so we know that then our team will be intact. So we want you to look at your team ground rules, structure well, and set some good goals around it. So you may want to do some work around that, and then write the final proposal. But 2 and 3, like I said, are in a way interchangeable. Some of you may do 1, and then you want to design a preliminary program, and then from there only write proposal. Also can. So you can either do 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 2, whichever way. But if possible, we want to do all the 3. And then at 4:15, we come back based on what you have. Let's just have a discussion around it. Let me become the devil's advocate and challenge you so that you become, sharper and better and all that. And if possible, dear friends, put that into a slide or into a Word document where we can actually look at it.
Wait, before you break up,
Okay.
Michael, let me share.
Okay.
Okay, it's on the team, the group, sorry. Okay, group 1 is okay, ATJ, you have 3 person. Group 2, the Sage Coaching, you have Nizam, Saufan, Peter. Peter is not around. MIA again. So I don't know whether somebody from Team Evoke wants to go to Team 2, or you are okay with Nizam and Saufan only?
I mean, Joe, we are
Mhm.
okay with both
Two of you.
option. Peter did contact me.
Yeah.
So we will. I mean, he
We'll
will
stay
work
with the group,
offline, right?
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you get into your group in your own easy way, set your ground rules, and select your new leader. Sorry, I forgot that. So yesterday we had one leader who did the first preliminary. So today somebody else become the team coach, and you may want to be assisted by an assistant coach, no problem. Set your roles, and then Yeah. Hey, Joe, you make sure that I can go in and out.
I don't know,
The last
Nancy.
time, the last time I
Nancy
I
has
went
to
in, I
do
couldn't
that.
come out.
I
No.
also cannot come out. Nancy, are you there?
Is it? Yes, yes, I'm here. I
Yeah,
thought
I
Mike, you're
also
the
cannot
host.
come
It
out.
should be okay.
I couldn't come out. I was crying out to ST. ST also didn't know what to do.
Oh, maybe,
So that's why I couldn't
maybe,
come out.
maybe because you're host, I think.
You might need to
Hmm.
co-host it. If there are several people
Yeah.
who are co-hosting, then somebody
Can
can
make a
move.
few co-hosts, huh? But Mike needs to make them, lah. I think I can't make them.
No, I can, no problem. I'll make team a co-host.
Yeah,
I'll make
few people.
everybody a co-host. I'll make everybody a co-host.
Hurrah. All right. Team Evolve, shall we see each other in room 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Okay.
How long
You
how long
okay?
do they
Wait,
have?
one more
Mike?
question.
1
more
hour, 1 hour,
question.
1 hour.
Michael,
1 hour.
do
All right.
you want the group members to rate the team coach?
After that. Yeah. After,
Okay.
there's too many things to
Okay.
to brief them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You break
So
up.
good luck. Yeah, you can break up. It should be happening now. Oh, Alvin is still around.
Jacqueline?
Yeah, she's gone in already.
Joe?
Yeah.
Joe, I need to leave again. ST will come in at 4 o'clock. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
need to go for the
auto-set
tuition
already,
again.
right?
Yeah, I'm very
Okay.
casual.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
auto-set already. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't, when I wanted to do the option, it doesn't allow me the 60 minutes. So
Okay.
can you
So
bring them
what
back?
is, Michael, what time you want them back?
4:15 lah.
4:15.
1 hour.